When a narcissist realizes they lost, this is how they'll react. Welcome back, everyone. Your ongoing dedication fuels each captivating exploration, and today's narrative delves into the psyche's dark underbelly. The harrowing moment a narcissist faces the stark truth that they have lost everything. Pause for a moment to feel the gravity of this revelation. And should a spark ignite inside you, support our journey through likes, subscriptions, and generously sharing our content with your friends and family. For a comprehensive understanding of narcissism, I encourage you to discover my complimentary course, Narcissism 101. Unmasking the red flags, charting your escape, and architecting a life reborn. Check the description for the link to unlock its wealth of insight. Today, let's venture deep into the cataclysmic ripple effect when a narcissist finally feels they're losing everything. At the epicenter of this tumultuous realization, the narcissist, once blind to their inadequacies, awakens to the painful truth that they have relinquished an irreplaceable treasure, you. Acknowledging your indelible value, this revelation traverses beyond the borders of one fractured liaison and seeps into the vast tapestry of their shattered relational world as they're confronted with striking clarity. However, let's cut to the bone. Narcissism's corrosive impact hardly halts at a single individual. The narcissist's insidious machinations infiltrate and sever every bond in their path. With cunning deceit and calculating subversion, the narcissist weaves a tangled web, ensnaring unwitting participants and leaving destruction in their wake. It's conceivable you hadn't discerned this reality upon embarking into the relationship. Nevertheless, as you absorb these revelations, I'm sure you'll realize more. Now, when the narcissist stumbles upon their ultimate defeat, their anguished reflection unravels with regret as they're painfully reminded that they are not omniscient beings, but merely mere mortals, just like everyone else. They will retrace their steps, surveying the damage they've left behind, lamenting the murdered opportunities, the ruptured relationships, and the shambolic lives. Only then will they soberly recognize that leading a diabolic life full of manipulation, deception, and plastic smiles culminates in an empty, estranged existence. Meanwhile, for the tormented victims of the narcissist's relational terrorism, healing jars onto them with the slow and gruesome pace of an agonizing eternity. It's titanic work that demands grit, perseverance, and a willingness to confront every pain point with unyielding resolve. However, with an unwavering spirit, you will eventually make headway, forging a path towards recovery and slowly reclaiming the autonomy the manipulative narcissist encroached. As you traverse along the road to healing, a crucial question looms large. Should you soften your heart and forgive the narcissist for the savagery inflicted upon your existence? Or is forgiveness an elusive illusion? Yet, before you can entertain such thoughts, know that there's a mountain of tiresome labor ahead. A painstaking process that starts with breaking the trauma bond, losing friends, and perhaps even moving out of town to start anew. Do not be fooled. Forgiving a narcissist is as improbable as pigs flying. These parasitic creatures, through manipulation, trick their way into your heart, descending you into a smoke-filled abyss of despair, leaving behind a trail of obliterated hearts along the way. Were you equipped with the knowledge that they were a walking vortex of doom, would you have ever considered embarking on such a perilous expedition? The answer, of course, is a resounding negative. The narcissist's duplicitous nature sustains and thrives on inflicting torment, leaving several destroyed lives as their grim legacy. Narcissists are fully aware of the trail of destruction they leave in their wake, jumping from one person or group to another. But eventually, their recklessness will catch up with them, and they'll finally pause and realize what they've lost. It's quite titillating to see them get their comeuppance. Of course, when you're still caught in the sticky web of the trauma bond, you might not see it that way. Maybe you hoped the narcissist would finally own up to their atrocious behavior and offer you some form of closure. But let's be honest, that's not how they roll. They don't care about you, not really. When a relationship with a narcissist ends, they don't just move on. Oh no, they wait, biding their time, lying in wait for a moment of weakness when they can discard you like yesterday's garbage. It's a grotesque pattern, but it's their signature move. They've got a keen eye for their next victim, someone to help them get what they need. Don't be fooled, though. One day, a A narcissist might sit back and think back to the good times, including the memories with you. But it's all a ploy to keep you as their precious resource. You're nothing more to them than a shiny trinket that helps fuel their insatiable ego. If you're going through a divorce with a narcissistic partner, brace yourself for a drawn-out, painful process. Why? Because they know your worth. They see you as this perfect source of light, love, and empathy. Everything they need to fuel their self-importance. They don't want to let that go, hence the drawn-out divorce proceedings. Look, I don't want to trigger or upset you, but it's essential to understand the truth about narcissists. They have a remarkable ability to consume you, sapping your energy and stealing decades of your life before you even realize what's happened. But here's the thing. The narcissist is painfully aware of what they're losing when you end things. They know exactly what they're missing out on by being discarded by you. Of course, before and after you, they had other sources of supply to compare you against, always assessing what they were missing. Now we're all unique individuals, but what you provided for the narcissist was special, unique, and invaluable. You were their light, the thing that kept them going, and you never gave up on the relationship. You believed in your vows, but to the narcissist, it was just a license to start abusing you. They never saw love, kindness, or stability in your relationship. You were just a tool to satisfy their cruel needs. But once the relationship ends, the narcissist will inevitably come hoovering back. You ever thought about what that term means? Essentially, it's when they don't have a legitimate source of supply, or maybe they do, but they want more of what you can give. Your constant presence, support, and emotional availability were like fuel for their fragile ego. They know you made them feel good about themselves, helped them financially, and listened to them without judgment. So when they come back, trying to hoover you back into their world, keep this in mind. It's all a ploy to lure you back into the never-ending cycle of pain and manipulation. They want another round of punishment, and they'll do whatever it takes to get you back into the system. It's grim, but it's how they operate. All right, let's cut to the chase. Will a narcissist ever look back and acknowledge what they lost? Yeah, they will, no doubt about it. But come on, do they have the guts to admit their faults? Not a chance. As far as they're concerned, they're far superior to you. It's all your fault always. Give me a break. How often did the narcissist apologize and mean it? How many times did you see real tears on their face, not just the crocodile tears on their shirt? They would swear up and down that they'd change and beg you to give them another chance, but it was all just a word salad. In the end, you gave everything, your time, energy, and effort, and they just consumed it like a bottomless pit. And listen to this. When the relationship was new, everything was lightning fast because they needed to rope you into their twisted game of manipulation. But over time, their response time got slower and slower, leaving you scratching your head. Did they get bored? Did they have another source of supply? Who knows? All you need to know is that if a relationship seems too good to be true, trust your instincts. There's probably some kind of game being played. All right, let's break it down. Once the narcissist had you in their grip, they started playing all sorts of manipulative games with you. They knew what buttons to push, what tricks to use, and that you'd always come running back to them. Admit it, you were waiting by the phone, desperately hoping for a text from them. But over time, the texts got fewer and fewer, and even when they did reply, it was just one-word answers, sometimes not even correctly spelled. It was like they didn't even care. But here's the kicker. They were texting plenty of other people, having full-on conversations, while you got stuck with a measly one-word response. What the hell was that about? Why were you only worth one-word answers when everyone else got a whole monologue? The answer to that is simple. They're moving on to their next victim. They're starting the cycle all over again, just like they did with you. It's a pattern that seems to never end until you finally cut ties or they discard you. Eventually, though, the narcissist will realize what they lost. They'll see that their toxic behavior has destroyed relationships with their children, business partners, and friends. People are catching on to their games and won't invite them to events anymore. Oh, and let's not forget about their long-term friends that everyone likes to bring up when talking about narcissists. Just because they had a friend for 20 years doesn't mean they're good friends. Chances are they're just a tool the narcissist uses to maintain appearances or gain something for themselves. But the truth is, they can't keep their mask on forever. Eventually, it'll slip and people will start to see their true nature. They'll ruin relationships left and right, either now or down the road. That's just how they operate. You want to know why people don't always realize that they're dealing with a narcissist? Well, there could be a couple of reasons for that. First, maybe they do realize it, but they're too scared to say anything for fear of becoming the next target. Or second, they don't spend enough time with the narcissist to see their true colors. It's that simple. Most of the abuse happens when you're alone with the narcissist, in the car or at home. That's when they let their mask slip and start acting like a monster. But in public, they're all smiles and charm. They want to maintain their image as a great person. Meanwhile, they're using you as a punching bag for their emotional, spiritual, and financial abuse. But here's the thing, the narcissist will realize that they lost you. Trust me on this. They just won't admit it because they think they're better than everyone else. They knew what they had in you, but they used you and then tossed you aside like trash. But guess what? You're stronger now than you ever were before. You rose from the ashes like a phoenix and came out on top, the best version of yourself. Now it's game over for the narcissist. You're living your best life, while they're out there wrecking other relationships with unsuspecting people. But they will realize that they lost. Because they did lose, you've got this in the bag. So stay strong, stay true to yourself, and keep believing in yourself. You're not alone in this. And until next time, let the healing begin.